Okay. Now, before I start answering the questions, we just need to quickly refresh on what we know about the heating curves. So, onthou, 'n verhittingskurwe begin by die vaste stof en gaan tot by die gas. So, it starts in a solid, then goes to liquid state, then goes to a gas. We also get a cooling curve. So, 'n verkoelingskurwe werk nou net maar andersom. Hy's al so lyk. So iets. Okay? Starts with a gas, then it condenses into the liquid, then it freezes into the solid. So die teenoorgestelde. Okay. When you are doing this, you need to make sure that you are answering what they are asking. As hulle vir jou vra in watter fase is hy, dan moet jy of sê vaste stof, vloeistof of gas. If they're saying what is happening here, then they're talking about a process. So then it is melting or evaporating, and for a cooling curve, it will be condensation or freezing. Okay. En dan die ander ding waarop ons baie moet fokus is wat gebeur op 'n molekulêre vlak met die kinetiese energie en met die potensiële energie. So we need to balance those two types of energy the whole time. So since this is a heating curve, we are adding heat energy into the system. So ons sit hitte energie in die stelsel in, maar temperatuur neem nie oral toe nie. Ek het nou nie my as te benoem nie. So this is temperature and this is over time. Okay. Oral op hierdie stukke. Wat neem toe? Kinetiese energie of potentiële energie? Which one increases? Potentiële energie of kinetiese energie? Who says potential? Don't know. Okay. Wie sê kinetiese energie? Kinetiese energie is reg. Why is it the kinetic energy that increases? Because remember, kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. And for those parts that I marked now, the temperature is increasing. Do you guys see? So in other words, if the temperature is increasing, then it means that the kinetic energy had to increase as well. Vir al die stukke tussenin hulle, by C en van F tot by G, for those two parts, sien julle hulle is plat daar. Met ander woorde, die temperatuur bly konstant. If the temperature is staying constant, it means that the kinetic energy is also staying constant. Maar ons sit nog steeds energie in. There's still a flame burning or whatever. So we're still adding energy into the system. So something has to increase, want ons sit energie in. So op daai stukke bly die kinetiese energie konstant, maar die potentiële energie neem toe. The potential energy is increasing. Okay. So for all of the diagonal parts, kinetic energy increases while potential energy remains the same. En vir al die plat stukkies bly kinetiese energie dieselfde, maar potentiële energie verander. Now we need to say also what that means. As die kinetiese energie toeneem, if kinetic energy is increasing, what does that mean if you're looking at the particles? What are they doing differently? Moving faster. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Remember, the word kinetic means motion or movement. Okay. So as kinetiese energie toeneem, beteken dit die beweging van die deeltjies neem toe. The movement of the particles increase. What remains the same? The spaces between the particles are the same. And the intermolecular forces remains the same. Okay, so oral waar die kinetiese energie toeneem, met ander woorde waar dit so 'n diagonal line is, it means that kinetic energy is increasing, which means that you need to know that means they are moving faster. Hulle beweeg vinniger rond. Wanneer hy egter plat is, beteken dit nou beweeg hulle heeltyd teen die konstante snelheid. Nee, hulle beweeg nie nou vinniger of stadiger nie, because their kinetic energy is staying the same. But what changes with potential energy? Kan jy nou onthou? As twee goeders. Spasies, né? Wat gebeur met die intermolekulêre kragte? Sterker of swakker? Swakker. Intermolecular forces are becoming weaker. Okay? In a phase change, the potential energy increases, which means that it is overcoming intermolecular forces. So they're becoming weaker. Wat gebeur met die afstand tussen hulle? Groter of kleiner? Yeah, they're moving further and further apart. So the spaces between the particles are becoming bigger. Okay, quick recap. So let's answer the questions. Which letters corresponds to each of the following? The liquid absorbs energy without boiling. without boiling. So as hy gekook het, beteken dit hy sou van fase verander het. Sê eers vir my waar op hierdie grafiek het ons vloeistof? Fase 1, so met ander woorde van D tot by F, né? Daai hele stukkie is vloeistof. That whole part of my graph represents liquid. Okay? En vir daai hele stuk, sorry, from D to F, it remains in the liquid state. But we are still adding energy in, so it absorbs energy, but it's not boiling yet. Eers by die punt F begin hy kook. So jou regte antwoord daar is van D tot F. Where do we have vapor? Waterdamp, waar is dit? Okay, so ons het gesê, hierdie is die vloeistoffase, so stem julle saam, daai gaan die gasfase wees. Met ander woorde, hy gaan in die gasfase wees van G tot H. Where does the solid begin to melt? Is reg? Wat sê jy? I see. Okay. Do not think it's somewhere here. For that whole duration, it's only in the solid phase. It's not beginning to melt yet. Onthou, smelting beteken hy verander van fase. If it's melting, then it's changing phase. And if it's changing phase, it's not changing temperature anymore. So hy kan nie voordat hy by C uitkom, al begin smelt dit nie. Okay. He's remaining in the solid phase, but it's getting hotter and hotter in the solid phase. But it's not melting yet. Okay, en dan point 4, the temperature of the vapor increases. Sien julle, hierso is hy heeltyd in die gasfase. It's in the gas phase, but the temperature is increasing. So what's happening to the particles? What are they doing? Moving faster. Okay, hulle gaan nie van fase verander nie, hulle is almal heeltyd in dieselfde fase. Maar omdat hulle temperatuur toeneem, beteken dit hulle kinetiese energie neem toe. And what does that mean? If we increase in kinetic energy, then it means that there's an increase in motion or movement. Okay, goed. En die laaste ene, nogie. Where does the liquid boil? From F to G. Okay. And where is it a solid? From A. Well, actually, I'm just going to say B. When it's in the state of B. So vir daai hele stukkie daar. Oopsie. Okay. Graad 10 soos daai. Everyone happy with that? Het julle al tyd gehad om te kyk na nommer 12? Okay, moet ek julle nog so 3 minute gee. Hy gaan aan op die volgende bladsy, jy kan sien. Carries on the next page. Okay. Ek gaan gou vir julle nog 'n paar minute gee om te kyk na hom. Terwyl ek so lank hierdie video begin oplaai.